Hello everyone and welcome to part 34 of my F1 Challenge Career Mode. Today we are going to Australia for the first race of a new season in 2001. We are racing for British American rating, which many of you said is a step down, and in testing, yes, it was a step down, but I have got a bigger pay packet now and I don't want to stay at McLaren. But we'll see how the first race goes and hopefully we'll be able to score some good points, as I'll hand you over to the commentator.
Before the free practice session begins, let's take a quick look at the Drivers' Championship. Michael Schumacher starts the season determined to add a fourth World Drivers' title to his resume. Many already consider him to be the best driver ever in the history of Formula One. Teammate Rubens Barrichello, not to mention double world champion Mika Hakkinen and David Coulthard, are undoubtedly the main competitors Michael will be considering. But with so many talented drivers on the grid, no one really knows who is going to be competing at the sharp end just yet. Juan Pablo Montoya, Kimi Raikkonen, Fernando Alonso and Enrique Bernaldi are all starting their Formula One careers here in Australia. The new kids on the block will be keen to impress both experienced drivers and Formula One fans the world over. Well, that covers the drivers. Let's take a quick look at the Constructors next. Ferrari are hoping to end the season with a third consecutive World Constructors title. Jean Todt couldn't be better equipped for such a challenge, with triple world champion Michael Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello behind the wheel of the F2001. McLaren are likely to be Ferrari's main rivals, but Williams have really been talking up the new FW22. Their driver lineup, consisting of hotshot rookie kart world champion Juan Pablo Montoya and Ralf Schumacher, should certainly be a force to be reckoned with. Elsewhere, the grid remains the same as last season. Unlike 1999 and 2000, there are no new teams joining us on the Formula One circus this year. Located in downtown Melbourne, the spectacular Albert Park circuit combines several short straights with fast. Unlike most street circuits, there is not a single 90-degree turn or hairpin in sight. I hate to quote the marketing pundits, but this venue really is a great place for the race.
Right, so we jump into practice for the Australian Grand Prix, and the first feelings I was getting of the BAR were incredibly positive. Of course, I was expecting an understeering mess that the Williams was that I had in 1999, but we go over the curb at turn 10 and go for a spin. We're not going to hit anything, so our car will be okay. We can carry on with our run. We're going to take a look at a replay, and you can see the outside angle of our car looks like. I think it's a very good looking car. And the first initial impressions were really positive. I didn't have too much understeer, although we'll see at tracks like Spain, especially where you can really feel the understeer. But our fast lap session was done later on lap 60. I'm half a second off my previous one. And Montoya in the Williams, of course, the Williams has become really competitive. Set at 31.5, and we've set at 33.0, so we're not that far off, as we're now going to go into qualifying. And we're going to hope that we can really perform here, because we need to be in the top 10, like very far into the top 10, so we can have a good race so we don't get stuck in traffic. But this is the end of our first flying lap. What's it going to be? We did 1:33 in practice. What have we done now? We've done a 32.9, so that's a very small improvement. But then I make a mistake at the next lap and I just go into the wall and have a spin. That's quite a big accident there. I was surprised when I had it. But then later on in the session, I go out for another run. And Michael Schumacher's at a 31.4 in the Ferrari. The Ferrari's looking very good as well. And we're going to come across the line to do a 32.3, so that's a really good lap time there. But then on the next lap I found even more time. I was 3/10 off on my split in the top right. And as we go across the line, I'm going to set a 32.1. That's under a second to the Ferrari, so that's a really good lap. As I'll now pass you over to the grid.
Hello there. Welcome to Australia for the opening round of the 2001 FIA Formula One World Championship. The weather, as so often is the case here, is just wonderful. Schumacher first, Hakkinen second, Juan Pablo Montoya third, David Coulthard fourth, The BAR driver put on a fantastic display throughout the qualifying hour. He starts this race from a very promising 5th. Rubens Barrichello, 6th. Schumacher, 7th. Kimi Räikkönen, 8th. Heinz-Harald Frentzen, 9th. Trulli, 10th. Jacques Villeneuve was way off the pace of his teammate. He starts in 11th. Eddie Irvine, 12th. Nick Heidfeld, 13th. Alesi, 14th. Luciano Berti, 15th. Button, 16th. Fisichella, 17th. Bernoldi, 18th. Jos Verstappen, 19th. De La Rosa, 20th. Marquez, 21st. Alonso, 22nd.
So, here we are on the grid, and we surpassed all expectations by qualifying in the top 5 here, ahead of Ferrari and the Williams as we have the lights. And it is going Australia, and it's not the best start. I've actually got a tap, hope you haven't got any damage from that. I think it's the Williams of Ralf Schumacher hit me in the back. Rubens Barrichello jumps into the start, very cautious into the first corner. The Williams completely cut the corner. We've got a Sauber on our right hand side, but we beat the Sauber, and now we just need to look at getting past the Williams again. So we're going to slipstream Ralf Schumacher, our teammate from 1999. We're going to go down the inside, are we? Yes we are. We're going to go down the inside of Rubens Barrichello. Yes we are, but we're trying to hold it on the inside, maybe get it to the outside, but no, Rubens Barrichello keeps the position, and we're going to stick behind Rubens Barrichello for now. We've moved ourselves up into 6th place, which means that we are still in the points, so that's a very positive thing to be. So you can see the top 3 teams are really fast. So we go down the inside of Rubens Barrichello. Can we get him? He runs wide onto the grass, and then we're going to have a better drive around the outside, and then it comes the inside. And we have gone past Rubens Barrichello. To take a look at the replay now. Of course, this season, McLaren, Ferrari, and Williams are incredibly competitive. So getting points will be the aim every single time, because those 3 teams are battling for wins with each other. But hopefully that means that they'll slow each other down. So that is a hope for the rest of this race as we slipstreamed Ralf Schumacher down into turn 3, I think it is. So I think the very slight left-hander after the right is a corner technically, but we're looking at Rubens Barrichello into turn 3, couldn't quite make it, and then we just shaped ourselves up, made sure we kept behind, not made any stupid mistakes like run wide and then lose momentum. And then towards the end of the first sector, Rubens Barrichello broke quite early, and I just went down the inside, and then he ran wide, and then I just had a better drive and went straight past and up into 5th place. But then moving on to the end of lap 2, and you can see I'm actually behind David Coulthard. I had incredible pace. I think I'm running slightly lighter fuel, but as you can see I've got 112 litres in the tank, so it's not like I'm running on fumes to keep up with them. Then I go down the inside, David Coulthard, and that was an accidental move. I actually slightly lost control of the car under braking, and I still made the move, so that was incredible there. But then going towards turn 10, 11, got Montoya 1.8 seconds in front. This was the bit where the McLarens and the Ferraris were doing really well compared to me, as I've run very wide off the turn, and I've actually gone down to 2nd gear because that's how much time I lost, and then I tried to cut too fast into a slipstream, went on the grass and lost a lot of momentum. We're going to go down the inside. No, we're not. We're just going to keep behind for now. However, moving on to lap 3, we are shaping up David Coulthard yet again in the McLaren. Of course, that is the car that we could have been driving next season if I had stayed at McLaren, but we're slipstreaming David Coulthard. Can we get him into turns 10 and 11? We're going to go down the inside. Yes, we are. Are we going to make the corner this time? The second part gone wide yet again. I've gone down to 2nd gear yet again, but David Coulthard hasn't gone past. We take a look at a replay of the move, and you see it was a very good move, and yet the onboards from the McLarens and Ferraris look very odd this season, I have to say, because the McLarens have lifted up the nose, obviously, for this season, and that's created a very weird looking T-cam, as this is a replay of our teammate who smashed into the back of, I think that's Heinz-Harald Frentzen in the Jordan, so it's a very rookie error there from Jacques Villeneuve. He wasn't in the points anyway, but that's ruined any chance of getting points. There's a yellow flag in sector 3. What's that for? It looks like Mika Hakkinen slowed down a lot. He's only 2.3 seconds ahead of us now. Just take a look at a replay, and that's Montoya on Mika Hakkinen. Montoya spun Hakkinen round, and then Montoya carried on without any damage and without any penalty, because that isn't really in the game. So, and you can see me in the background just popping into view. I was trying to keep up with Hakkinen and Montoya, and then they started experiencing traffic of the arrows. I think it's Bernoldi and De La Rosa this season still. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But we're trying to catch them up. You can see the arrows really holding them up. I'm gaining so much time within half a second of them. Maybe I can go around the outside of Mika Hakkinen here. And he spun Bernoldi around as I've gone straight into the back of Mika Hakkinen and lost my front wing. So that was a very bad accident there. But I just want your opinion on that, whether it's my fault, whether it's entirely his fault, whether I should have been more cautious. But Mika Häkkinen slowed down so fast that I had nowhere to go, and I think it was just a racing incident. But this is from the back of Montoya's car, and Montoya will now have a huge lead, so I have to struggle back to the pits, which I did. I didn't lose any positions though, because even though Ralf Schumacher did catch me up, he didn't manage to pass me, surprisingly, as there is a Minardi in the pits, because obviously Fernando Alonso is now on the grid, as is Kimi Raikkonen, some very familiar names in modern Formula 1, as we have the fuel injected into the car, and we need to have a good pit stop. Hopefully we had a change of front wing. This looks incredible from the BAR guys, 9 seconds with a change of the front wing. That is incredible, considering normally pit stops can be over that without any kind of change. As we head out of the pits, we're in 11th place. Mika Häkkinen, of course, has retired with his rear wing falling off. And then on lap 22, gone up to 5th place due to pit stops, jumped Ralf Schumacher. And we're looking at Montoya, who's been held up by more traffic. I think that's a Benetton in front of him. And Benson's cut him off, and we're going to go round the outside of both of them. And we have moved our way up into 4th place in the BAR. This is sensational, something I wasn't expecting at all in this car. And I wasn't expecting any pace around here, because you've seen in times gone by that my pace hasn't been that good, especially in the first time I did it. My pace was terrible. But moving on to lap 22 now, and we've actually caught up to Rubens Barrichello in 3rd place due to more traffic. Traffic is obviously, this is a street circuit, and the AI are struggling to pass each other. But Rubens Barrichello has slipstreamed the Prost, and now we're going to slipstream him down the main straight. Can we have a look at him into turn 1? David Coulthard jumps in the stops, if you're wondering, because he was behind us, as we go down the inside of Rubens Barrichello, but he's going to hold it around the outside on the grass, and then we're going to undercut him and try for a better run down into turn 3. But unfortunately this Ferrari has a better engine, I'm pretty sure, than the BIRs. We're going to do a Ricciardo-esque move and go down the inside. And have we made the move? Yes, we have on Rubens Barrichello. We're going to take a replay of that awesome sequence of corners as we went down the inside of Rubens Barrichello. Rubens Barrichello did go wide onto the grass, so he lost some of his run, and then I went side by side and all the way down this straight. But unfortunately the Ferrari does have a bit more powers, which is why he started going away from me despite not having any kind of slipstream effect. So I went down the inside and I passed Rubens Barrichello for 3rd place. I just can't believe how well this race was going. As on lap 26, Rubens Barrichello is right behind us. He had a good run out of turn 1, and he's going to go side by side with us into turn 3. He's going to go down the inside. We're going to give him room because we don't want to crash into him. And there he is. We're going side by side with Rubens Barrichello. He's going to try around the outside. He's got more downforce, and we're going to actually understeer slightly into him. Very lucky not to get any damage there. We just need to hang behind Rubens Barrichello because there is a Minardi up front. Of course, Minardi is still slow as always. As we go around the outside of Rubens Barrichello, and then Minardi pulls over to the side, and we have passed Rubens Barrichello again up into 3rd place. So thanks to the Minardi, we are on for a podium finish here in Australia. So that'll silence a lot of you doubters about my time at BAR, so I'm pretty sure we'll still have a good season. But you can see that Rubens Barrichello went down the inside. I gave him the room, and then I tried to go down the inside of the next corner, but he held it around the outside with the extra downforce the Ferrari has. He ran slightly off circuit because of me understeering into him. And then the Minardi up front, I mean, the Minardi is slow anyway, even and then under blue flags, doesn't really know what it's doing. I went round the outside of Rubens Barrichello, had the better drive, and I was up into 3rd place. Now, a train was developing towards the last lap, but we are looking like we might actually get a podium finish in our first race, which I think is something to celebrate. It is something I was not expecting at all. Michael Schumacher's won the race. He's gone from what he did last season straight into this season. David Coulthard finished 2nd on his comeback. We're going to come across the line for a 3rd place finish.
Well, that's the end of a fantastic Australian Grand Prix. Here are the final results. Schumacher first. David Coulthard second. The BAR driver third. Rubens Barrichello, 4th. Schumacher, 5th. Montoya, 6th.
Yep, so as you can see, I finish in 3rd place in this Grand Prix, 32 seconds down on Michael Schumacher, but remember I did have a collision, and there was a hell of a lot of action going on, but what a race that was. I was totally unexpecting it going into this season, but hopefully we can carry on this form to Malaysia, which is the next race, so I'll hand you over to the drivers.
The results confirmed, it's high time we updated the Drivers' Championship. Schumacher moves up into 1st position to lead the Drivers' Championship.
So as you can see, obviously we are in 3rd place in the championship. Hopefully we can stay up there for the rest of the season, but it's going to be really difficult to, because obviously we are in a worse car.
Ferrari step up into 1st position to lead the Constructors' Championship. McLaren are 2nd, whilst 3rd place is held by VAR.
Right, so that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and we are 3rd in the Constructors, so that is something I wasn't expecting. But it'd be awesome if we could reach 60 likes in this video, as I'll see you next race in Malaysia.